Have you ever found yourself repeatedly sabotaging your relationships, even when you desperately want to find love? In this video, we'll explore the hidden reasons behind self-sabotage and reveal a surprising truth about why we push love away. Stay tuned until the end to discover the key to breaking free from this destructive pattern and unlocking the path to lasting, fulfilling relationships. Welcome to BrainGrasp. In today's video, we're diving deep into the world of self-sabotage in relationships. If you've ever wondered why you keep pushing love away, despite your best intentions, this video is for you. We'll explore the psychological roots of self-sabotage, the role of past experiences, and practical strategies for overcoming this destructive pattern. By the end of this video, you'll have a better understanding of your own relationship patterns and the tools to create the loving, healthy connections you deserve. Understanding self-sabotage. Self-sabotage is a common phenomenon in relationships where individuals unknowingly engage in behaviors that undermine their chances of finding and maintaining love. These behaviors can range from constantly picking fights with a partner to avoiding commitment altogether. But why do we do this? Research suggests that self-sabotage often stems from deep-seated fears and insecurities. A study by psychologist Lisa Firestone found that people who engage in self-sabotaging behaviors often have a negative self-image and believe they are unworthy of love. This fear of intimacy and vulnerability can lead to a subconscious desire to push others away before they have a chance to reject us. Furthermore, self-sabotage can be a manifestation of unresolved emotional wounds. Dr. Gay Hendricks, author of The Big Leap, argues that we all have an upper limit for happiness and success. When we approach this limit, we may unconsciously engage in self-sabotaging behaviors to bring ourselves back to a familiar, albeit uncomfortable state. But where do these fears and insecurities come from? Often they are rooted in our early experiences and attachment styles. Attachment theory, developed by psychologist John Bowlby, suggests that our early bonds with caregivers shape our expectations and behaviors in future relationships. If we experienced inconsistent or unreliable care as children, we may develop an insecure attachment style that makes it difficult to trust others and feel secure in relationships. Moreover, our society's cultural narratives about love and relationships can also contribute to self-sabotage. Movies, books, and social media often promote unrealistic expectations of perfect, effortless love. When our own relationships don't measure up to these ideals, we may feel inadequate or unworthy, leading us to push love away. The role of past experiences. Our past experiences play a significant role in shaping our beliefs and behaviors in relationships. Childhood trauma, such as abuse or neglect, can lead to a distorted view of love and intimacy. A study published in the Journal of Social and Personal Relationships found that individuals who experienced childhood emotional abuse were more likely to engage in self-sabotaging behaviors in their adult relationships. The impact of childhood trauma on adult relationships can be profound. Dr. John Gottman, a renowned relationship expert, found that individuals who experienced abuse or neglect as children often struggle with trust, communication, and emotional regulation in their romantic partnerships. These early experiences can create a blueprint for future relationships, leading to a cycle of self-sabotage. For example, if we grew up in a household where love was conditional or unpredictable, we may develop a belief that we are only worthy of love when we meet certain expectations. This belief can lead us to constantly seek validation from partners or push them away when we feel vulnerable or exposed. Additionally, past romantic relationships can also impact our current behaviors. If we've been hurt or betrayed in the past, we may develop a fear of trusting others and opening ourselves up to potential pain. This fear can manifest as self-sabotage as we unconsciously push away potential partners to avoid the risk of being hurt again. It's important to note that these past experiences are not deterministic. While they may shape our patterns of behavior, we have the power to change and heal. By acknowledging the impact of our past and working to develop new, healthier beliefs and behaviors, we can break free from the cycle of self-sabotage. Common self-sabotaging behaviors. Self-sabotage can take many forms in relationships. Some common behaviors include constantly finding fault in potential partners. This behavior often stems from a fear of intimacy and a desire to maintain emotional distance. By focusing on a partner's flaws, we can justify pushing them away and avoiding the vulnerability of a deep connection. Avoiding commitment and keeping relationships casual. For some, the idea of a committed relationship can trigger fears of abandonment or suffocation. By keeping relationships casual, we can maintain a sense of control and minimize the risk of getting hurt. Pushing partners away with emotional outbursts or harsh criticism. When we feel vulnerable or exposed in a relationship, we may lash out at our partners as a way of creating distance. This behavior can be a subconscious attempt to test the relationship and see if our partner will stick around, even when things get tough. Engaging in risky or destructive behaviors, such as infidelity or substance abuse. These behaviors can be a way of sabotaging a relationship from within, creating chaos and instability that ultimately leads to its demise. Constantly seeking validation and reassurance. While it's normal to want affirmation from our partners, constantly seeking validation can be a sign of deep-seated insecurity. This behavior can put a strain on the relationship and lead to feelings of frustration and resentment. Withdrawing emotionally or physically. When we feel overwhelmed or vulnerable in a relationship, we may withdraw as a way of protecting ourselves. This behavior can leave our partners feeling rejected or abandoned, leading to a cycle of disconnection. While these behaviors may provide temporary relief from the fear of intimacy, they ultimately lead to a cycle of loneliness and frustration. By repeatedly pushing love away, we reinforce our negative beliefs about ourselves and relationships, making it even harder to break free from the pattern of self-sabotage. Breaking free from self-sabotage. Breaking free from the cycle of self-sabotage requires a combination of self-awareness, emotional healing, and practical skill building. Here are some key strategies for overcoming this destructive pattern. Cultivate self-awareness. The first step in breaking free from self-sabotage is to recognize our patterns and triggers. By becoming more attuned to our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors, we can catch ourselves in the act of self-sabotage and make a conscious choice to do something different. Journaling, mindfulness practices, and therapy can all be helpful tools for developing greater self-awareness. Challenge negative beliefs. Self-sabotage is often fueled by negative beliefs about ourselves and relationships. These beliefs may be rooted in past experiences or cultural messages about love and intimacy. By questioning these beliefs and replacing them with more positive, realistic ones, we can begin to shift our patterns of behavior. Cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, is a particularly effective approach for challenging negative beliefs and developing healthier thought patterns. Practice self-compassion. Many people who struggle with self-sabotage are their own harshest critics. By learning to treat ourselves with kindness and understanding, we can begin to heal the emotional wounds that drive our self-sabotaging behaviors. Self-compassion involves acknowledging our own pain and suffering, while also recognizing that we are not alone in our struggles. It means treating ourselves with the same care and concern we would extend to a good friend. Develop healthy communication skills. Effective communication is essential for building strong, healthy relationships. By learning to express our needs and fears in a calm, assertive manner, we can foster deeper intimacy and trust with our partners. This may involve practicing active listening, using I statements to express our feelings, and learning to set healthy boundaries. Seek professional help. For some, the roots of self-sabotage may be too deep to tackle alone. Working with a therapist or counselor can provide a safe space to explore past experiences, challenge negative beliefs, and develop new coping strategies. A skilled therapist can help us identify the underlying causes of our self-sabotaging behaviors and develop a personalized plan for healing and growth. Online therapy is particularly suitable, as being at home in your own safe environment makes it easier to open up to the therapist. In the video description, you will find some useful tips on the most reliable online psychological therapy services. And now, the surprising truth. Self-sabotage is often a misguided attempt at self-protection. We push love away because we fear the pain of rejection or abandonment. But in doing so, we also deprive ourselves of the joy and fulfillment that comes with healthy, loving relationships. The key to overcoming self-sabotage is to recognize that we are worthy of love, just as we are. By embracing our authentic selves and learning to trust in the goodness of others, we can open ourselves up to the possibility of true, lasting love. This means accepting our flaws and vulnerabilities, while also recognizing our strengths and unique qualities. Self-sabotage in relationships is a complex issue rooted in our deepest fears and insecurities. But by understanding its origins and making conscious choices to change our patterns, we can break free from the cycle of pushing love away. Remember, you are worthy of love and happiness. Embrace your authentic self and trust in the power of genuine connection. With patience, self-compassion, and a willingness to do the inner work, anyone can overcome the pattern of self-sabotage and build the healthy, loving relationships they deserve. So take a deep breath, be kind to yourself, and know that you have the power to create the love you've always wanted. The path to lasting love may not always be easy, but it is always worth it. By facing our fears, healing our wounds, and opening our hearts, we can create a life filled with joy, connection, and deep, abiding love. So let's take the first step together and start embracing the love we truly deserve. Here is another video about self-sabotage that you need to watch. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.